On Christmas morning, 1996, in the quiet city of Boulder, Colorado, a family's perfect holiday turned into one of the most shocking mysteries in American history. 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey, a child beauty queen adored for her big blue eyes and sparkling smile, was found murdered in her own home. What makes this story chilling is not only the brutality of the crime, but the endless unanswered questions that remain to this day. Let's go back to the beginning. JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990. She was the youngest child of John and Patsy Ramsey, a wealthy couple living in an upscale neighborhood. JonBenét quickly became the center of attention, often competing in child beauty pageants where she won numerous titles. With her bright smile and presence on stage, she seemed destined for stardom. But on December 26, 1996, everything changed. That morning, Patsy Ramsey called 911 in a panic. She reported that her daughter was missing and that she had found a 2.5-page ransom note left inside the house. The note demanded $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return, a strangely specific amount that matched John Ramsey's year-end bonus from his company. Police rushed to the scene. At first, they treated the case as a kidnapping. But something felt off from the beginning. Unlike most ransom notes, this one was unusually long, written on paper from inside the Ramsey home, and filled with bizarre language. It referenced foreign factions, threats, and strange phrases like, "We are a small foreign faction." Investigators were puzzled. For hours, police searched the house but did not initially find JonBenét. Friends and family were allowed to walk in and out of the home, contaminating the crime scene. It was a crucial mistake that would haunt the investigation forever. Then came the chilling discovery. Later that same day, John Ramsey, JonBenét's father, made a horrifying find in the basement of their own home. There, hidden in a little used storage room, was the lifeless body of JonBenét. She had been strangled with a garrote, a homemade weapon fashioned from a paintbrush handle and cord. She also had a skull fracture, and her wrists were bound. The scene was brutal. This was no accident. JonBenét had been murdered. From that moment, the case spiraled into one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in American history. The investigation focused on three main possibilities: an intruder, the parents, or JonBenét's older brother, Burke, who was just 9 years old at the time. The intruder theory suggested that someone broke into the house, killed JonBenét, and left the ransom note to mislead investigators. But there were problems: no footprints in the snow, no forced entry, and nothing valuable taken. Suspicion then turned toward the Ramseys themselves. Many pointed out that the ransom note was written using Patsy Ramsey's notepad and pen. Handwriting experts debated whether she could have written it. The unusual amount of $118,000 raised eyebrows, too, since it matched John's bonus. Some theorized that the parents staged the scene to cover up an accident. Then there was Burke. Though very young, some speculated he may have lashed out in anger and accidentally killed his sister. The theory suggested the parents covered for him to protect their only remaining child. Burke was questioned but never charged, and years later he gave interviews denying any involvement. But the evidence was murky. DNA samples found on JonBenét's clothing did not match any family members, but they also didn't point to a clear suspect. Over the years, multiple people confessed to the crime, but all were proven false. The media frenzy made everything worse. The Ramseys were painted as villains by many in the press. Patsy, especially, was scrutinized for her pageant lifestyle and her supposedly odd behavior after the murder. The family lived under suspicion for years, though no charges were ever filed against them. In 2008, DNA advancements officially cleared the immediate Ramsey family of involvement. Investigators announced that the unknown male DNA found on JonBenét's clothing likely belonged to the killer. But even then, the identity of that person remains a mystery. JonBenét's murder has spawned countless documentaries, books, TV specials, and theories. Some believe it was a botched kidnapping, others insist the parents knew more than they ever admitted, and some still point to the possibility of a disturbed intruder who slipped through unnoticed. More than 25 years later, the case remains open. The ransom note, the DNA evidence, the mishandled crime scene, all are pieces of a puzzle that may never fully fit together. JonBenét Ramsey was only 6 years old when her life was taken. For her family, her community, and the millions who have followed this case, her death is not just a tragedy, but a haunting reminder of how even in the safest of homes, darkness can strike. To this day, we are left with only questions. Who killed JonBenét Ramsey? Why was she targeted? And will the truth ever come to light? This is the unsolved murder of JonBenét Ramsey, a mystery that continues to shock and disturb the world.